Good morning. I hope you're doing great. It's nice to see you. How is my favorite third grade in the whole entire school? I hope you're doing well. If you haven't met me yet, because you're a new student this year, my name is Miss Blanchfield and I'm your art teacher this year. So I'm looking forward to doing a lot of fun projects with you. The first one that we're going to do is going to be, it's called Name Creatures. So we're going to be drawing our names in cursive and then creating a creature or some type of, it could be a bug or an animal or a dinosaur or whatever. We're going to create a creature out of it. So what I need you to do is gather some supplies and be ready for the lesson. And then after you get them, we'll come back and I'll show you how to do the project. So first you're going to need a piece of paper, and it's okay to just use printer paper. If you have drawing paper or construction paper at home, that's okay too, but let's save that special paper that I sent home with your parents at back to school night. We're not going to use that one yet. So get a piece of paper, like an 8.5 by 11 sheet size of binder paper. You're going to need a pencil with an eraser and a Sharpie. If you don't have a Sharpie, a black marker would be okay. And then you're going to need all the rest of your markers. It can be fine point or a little bit those chubby or a little thicker markers. Those are all fine. I think that's all we need. Yep, so go ahead and gather those items, please, and then I'll meet you back here in just a minute. We'll get started. Thanks.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for getting your supplies. This is what we're going to do today. So I'm going to ask you to take your piece of paper and fold it in half down the middle. So you just want to line up the corners, make sure these corners match here, and you can even put your finger there and hold it if you need to, and then try to make it line up over here. Okay, and once you have that lined up on the corners, just hold it with one hand and then crease the paper in half with the second hand. Okay, so you're just folding it in half this way. Now I need you to make sure that the fold is actually closest towards your body. Okay, so when it's sitting on the table, the fold is here. Up here, this is the opening section right here, but closest to you is the fold. It's very important that you do it this way so that the project will work. So always make sure fold is here. Okay, now with your pencil, please, I want you to use your very best cursive handwriting, and I want you to write your name across here. The bottoms of the letters, try to get them as close to as you can onto the fold. Sometimes you might have a letter like a G or a P that needs to go below the line. I'm going to show you a little trick of how I want you to do those type of letters. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to write my last name. Actually, I'm going to write, I'm going to write my last name because I have an F in it, and that will go below the line so I can show you how to do it. I'm going to start here. My pencil's down almost all the way touching that fold, and I'm going to do my capital B. See how each one of my letters is pretty close to that fold. If you make a little mistake or you want to fix something, it's okay. You can erase it, no problem. And you can even do, I'm writing pretty dark because I want you to be able to see it. But at home, if you don't want to write so dark, you can write lightly. That way you can erase it more easily. And I'm sorry for the weird focus today because I'm recording this with our school camera, and my at-home camera is a better camera. So it's a little bit weird, but hopefully you get the idea. Okay, so there's my H. Now here comes my F. Normally my F would go up and then come down, but I'm going to do something a little bit different on this one. I'm going to start my F up here. There's my F. So, and then I'm going to connect it just like that. It's kind of like a little trick. And then we're going to start at the other side of the F and finish my name. I, E, L, and here comes my D. Whoops. Now, I don't really love that I have this opening here in the D, but it's okay because trust me, this is going to be fun when we get done. Now, the next thing that you need to do is you need a Sharpie, and I'm actually going to grab a little piece of scratch paper. You should do this too, or you have two choices. You can either open it out. Why don't we do that? Let's do that. Open it out flat, okay? I'm just putting the scratch paper here because I'm hiding something on the other side that I don't want you to see yet. So open it up, trace over all your lines with your Sharpie very carefully. The reason that we're tracing over this with Sharpie is because you are going to need to go to maybe a window and do some tracing. And if you use a Sharpie, it makes this line really dark, and you'll be able to see it when we get to the tracing part of this much more easily, because it just makes it nice and dark. Unfortunately, my Sharpie is running out a little bit, but you get the idea. So if any changes that you're going to want to make to your name, if you don't like the way let's say if you didn't like how your F was or some other letter, erase it and change it before you use the Sharpie. Just erase that pencil and then take care of it there. Okay, once you're done, I want you to take your pencil and erase any of those pencil lines that you see. Okay, get rid of all those extra little pencil lines, so all we see are the Sharpie lines. You might have a lot, or you might not have very many. Just take a look and see what's there, and let's get those out of here now. Okay, now you're going to fold that back in half, just like we did before. Okay, so there's my name. The fold is right here. Now I want you to take this and leave it folded in half, find a bright sunny window, and maybe you can get a couple of pieces of Scotch tape and tape this up in the window, but tape it this way. Okay, so please ignore that. I wrote my first name on there. Yours will be blank. Okay, so you're going to tape it so the part with your name on it is facing outside. You're standing inside, and I want you to tape it on the window so that this is facing outside and you're still standing inside, and you're looking at this blank piece of paper, because what you're going to do is once you have it taped on a window, you'll be able to see right through it. You'll be able to see your name that you did in Sharpie right through onto this side, and you're going to trace that. Okay, so let me go trace mine and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to go, I know I can't do this with the camera, so you'll have to trust me, but I'm going to go quickly to my window here at school, and I'm going to tape this up. Again, remember, this part faces outside and you're standing inside looking at the plain white side. Okay, I'm back. Now that felt really weird, and if you haven't done yours yet, but you're going to do it in a minute, it feels really weird because it's like you're writing backwards. But you don't have to think about that. All you have to think about is tracing what you see there. Okay, so this was the side that I originally wrote on, and then remember I said when you tape it in the window, this side faces outside, so that if somebody's standing outside the window, they're going to be able to read this. And then you're on the inside. Okay, so look what happened. So I went there, I put it up in the window, and then I started tracing. And I started tracing from this side, so it's kind of backwards, right? But you can see my name Blanchfield is right there. It's just backwards. And you can see some of my letters are a little wiggly and kind of funny because it's difficult. But if you just think about follow the line, don't worry about that it's a letter or that it's backwards. Just follow the line. Okay, now watch what happens. When we are all done with that and we've Sharpied on both sides, by the way, I used the Sharpie to trace with. I didn't do it with pencil. I just did it with Sharpie. If you want to do it with pencil first, you can. Just go over it with Sharpie after. But when you're all done, if you did it right and you have the fold here with your name on it like that, and you open it up, now you have this weird, interesting thing look at, here's the B. Let's get it so you can see better. Here's the B, L, A, N, and all the rest of my letters, okay? Now, here's the fun part. Your job is to take this and make it into some type of creature, okay? Maybe you can see, like maybe these are big feet. I don't know. Maybe this is some kind of, I don't know, part of its outfit or its clothing. Maybe these are arms, or maybe these are arms. I can kind of see, like I might see some eyes either here or maybe here. So this is up to you. Use your imagination. You get to invent. And then here's the dot from my eye. I wonder what that might be. Okay, so you're inventing a creature. And just like in the sample that I put on the main Google Classroom assignment, you see one already completed. We're going to use our color markers to color this in. Does your guy have blue feet or red feet? Is there any hair up here? I don't know. Maybe these are weird eyebrows, but you're going to finish drawing this and creating this, make it into some type of creature, and I want it to be colored with marker. Maybe you don't see anything. How about you look at it this way? If we look at it this way, whoa, I got a guy with huge eyes and ears up here. Eyes, ears. Or maybe these are the eyes. It's all up to you, okay? So look at it both directions and decide which way looks more like a creature to you, or an animal, or a bug, or an alien. I don't care what it is. Make it interesting. And then when you're all done, you colored it in with your color markers. Make sure to take a picture of it and submit it to me on Google Classroom. I'm very excited to see these. And that's it. That's your project. So hopefully you enjoy that. So thank you very much. Thumbs up, and we'll see you soon.